Most profitable traders won't tell you this because they're too busy making money from it. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Why? Because it doesn't affect the markets. It doesn't change the way I trade. And most of you watching this video most likely won't take action. Most people don't have the attention span to pay attention to a video as valuable as this one. Today's video is going to teach you how you can become funded, consistent, and profitable through a mechanical SMC strategy. My name is Jay. I'm the founder of Funded, where I help people become consistent, profitable, and funded through mechanical trading strategies and artificial intelligence. First and foremost, in order to get started with trading, you need to go and find a broker or a prop firm that you want to trade with. I'm going to recommend to you my favorite personal broker, which is tickmill.com. Really great broker with great support, minimal spreads, even up to 0 spreads on major pairs, and hardly any commissions. Payouts are really quick, and the support has a 24/7 live chat which you can talk to them. And then secondly, the prop firm that I trade with is called blueguardian.com. The reason I use them is because their payouts are the same day and up to 2 days at most. No time limits to pass evaluations, and their pricing is very competitive. I am not an affiliate for neither of these websites. These are just my recommendations and the firms and broker that I've had my success with. So in order to go and sign up with either one of these broker or prop firms is to come over to Tickmill. You can come over to trading. You can go and sign up a pro or a classic account. I use the pro account, just better spreads. With Blue Guardian, you can click on evaluations and grab yourself a prop firm account. You need to go and pass the evaluation before you can go and get your live account, and start from $10,000 all the way up to a $200,000 account. If you click on the unlimited option, you can go and get an unlimited trading period to pass your evaluation, meaning you can take days, weeks, even years to pass your evaluation. You do need to reach a profit target of $800 on their demo account before you move on to phase 2. Phase 2 on the 10K account, you need to reach a profit target of $400, which is 4% of the account. Once you pass those 2 phases, you will get funded with your $10,000 live account. All right, so with those basics being said, now that you have the platforms to go and trade on, I use MetaTrader 4 to go and execute all of my trades. I'm pretty sure that you're familiar with that. Let's hop over to the live chart and go through a quick walkthrough on this mechanical trading system that I've used to become a $500,000 live prop firm trader. All right, so first and foremost, the markets will always be printed to you in some kind of structure, whether it's highs and lows, lower lows, higher highs. There is always some kind of structure. So upon many mentorships that I've taken throughout my years of trading, is price will be printed to you in the form of higher highs or lower lows. And it took me plenty of years to actually understand what this means and how to go and see this on the charts, because price and the markets aren't always printed this clean. So how exactly do you go and spot this? Well, it's very easy with a mechanical rule-based system. So to go and put this into perspective, all right, so over here we have the 4-hour chart. So just kind of picture it like this. All right, that's your 4-hour bullish push to the upside, the pullback into the strong low to then target those weak highs. So this overall structure move is one 4-hour bullish leg. Within this 4-hour bullish leg, you're going to have internal structure within your 4-hour time frame on a lower time frame. Within that 4-hour time frame, if you hop down to the 15 minutes, even your time frames are mechanical. I will create a bit of a checklist for you at the end of this video that you can go and save and make notes of. All right, so I really do recommend push through these videos. I know it's quite boring, there's no real entertainment over here, but all of this is matrix unlocking information that I'm revealing to you guys. All right, so after price has had that 4-hour break of structure to the upside, they took out the most recent weak high. Why is this a weak high? Because this high was not able to take out, right here, was not able to take out the previous low. After that 4-hour break of structure to the upside, price will always incur some kind of pullback into the previous 4-hour swing range from this high to the previous low, mitigate this previous swing range to then continue targeting those weak highs. All right, so if we hop down now onto the 15-minute time frame, price is going to look like this with inside of the 4-hour time frame. All right, so after price has had that 4-hour break of structure to the upside, you will incur some kind of M15, which is your internal structural time frame. In the M15, you will have some kind of break of structure to the downside. All right, so we had the most recent low that took out the previous high. Why is this a weak high? Because this high was not able to take out the previous strong low. All right, after that M15, break of structure to the downside, or a mini pause in price action. This isn't really a proper pullback. Price then continued to target the weak highs. So expectational order flow is then to respect this M15 strong low to target these weak highs. But price couldn't do that. It had a body closure below and broke structure to the downside, which now signals that the overall 4-hour pullback has started. So what can we expect after that M15 break of structure to the downside? Well, as I mentioned in this video, after every break of structure, there is some kind of pullback into the previous swing range. All right, so after that M15 break of structure, price has now had that pullback, mitigating areas of supply to then go and target these M15 week lows. All right, so price has now had that break of structure to the downside with this strong high and this weak low. Why is this a strong high? Because it took out the previous week low. And why is this a weak low? Because it wasn't able to take out the previous high. Therefore, it makes it weak. All right, so after this M15 break of structure, what can we expect? Is that M15 pullback into areas of relevant price action to mitigate areas of supply to continue targeting these M15 weak lows. All right, so price then had that break of structure to the downside, that pullback with a fractal change of character to the upside. So fractal structure is all of your mini structure that you really need to zoom into on the 15-minute time frame that happens within your M15 strong highs and strong lows and structural ranges. All right, so after price has had that M15 change of character to the upside, we still have that expectational order flow of price to respect the previous strong high, mitigate areas of supply in the previous M15 swing range, the swing range being the high to the low. All right, so price is now pulled back into that previous M15 swing range, mitigated areas of supply, had that fractal change of character. So what is expectational order flow to target these M15 week lows? Now we are reaching areas close to the 4-hour strong low. So keep in mind, what is our higher time frame intention and expectation is for price to ultimately target these 4-hour week highs. How can we know when price is ready to target these 4-hour week highs? And that is very simple, by identifying an M15 breaker structure to the upside. Your 4-hour is your swing structure, your M15 is all of your internal structure that happens within your 4-hour structure. All right, so price has had that fractal change of character, not enough yet to conclude that price is now ready to go and target the 4-hour week highs. See, after this M15 boss, all right, we have that M15 pullback, but expectational order flow on the M15 time frame is to respect this strong high to target the M15 week lows. But price could not do that. Instead, it broke structure to the upside. So now this becomes an M15 strong low because this strong low was able to take out the previous strong high. This then becomes an M15 week high. After that break of structure, what can we expect? Is that pullback into the previous swing range to mitigate areas of demand to target the M15 week high. But understanding 4-hour intention and swing time frame intention and expectation is to target the 4-hour week high. So now what we can expect is for price to pull back, have some kind of change of character, which would then be valid to ride longs to target that 4-hour week high. Because that is our internal time frame intention and our overall 4-hour time frame intention. So as you can see over here, once you start to learn how to map this out on your chart, it becomes a very mechanical and systematic system to follow. And you will always be on the right side of price. Because what a lot of traders do, and a mistake that they make, is, all right, price over here is breaking structure to the downside. Traders looking at areas of supply to look for short to continue riding price down without understanding the higher time frame intention. So of course, yes, price did have this breaker structure to the downside, but we know that price will eventually look to target the 4-hour week highs. So we can expect that bullish shift to the upside, that pullback and mitigations into areas of demand to rather than target the 4-hour week high. And that is a big mistake a lot of SMC traders make, is they don't look and understand the higher time frame intention. So hopefully you've got a little bit of an understanding of how we mark out structure here at Funded and how we kind of go about our structural system. So let's start off by going over to the live chart and going over a live example and actually marking this out on the chart. And I'll show you 1 or 2 trades that I took this week. So over here on TradingView, I'm just going to come over to one of my favorite pairs that I trade a lot and that I find follows structure very neatly is XAU USD. So first and foremost, we come over to our 4-hour time frame. But let's go and practice marking this out, because ultimately I want you to get this right so that you can become your own independent, profitable trader. So let's go back a little bit to the end of May and start marking out the structure. So if you want to follow with me, I'm on the gold, spot, US dollar, Ohanda feed on tradingview.com, and I'm at the 17th of May, 2023. All right, so let's continue with this. So if we take a look, immediately I can see over here. All right, so price had that bullish push down, that pullback, and that breaker structure to the downside. All right, so if we had to go and mark this out, we had that 4-hour breaker structure to the downside. You'll see over here, I've saved a few templates. So it's just a basic horizontal line with some text. That's our 4-hour boss. And we need to go and identify the previous highest point in the swing range that caused that break of structure. That highest point would be over here. So this at the time would have been our 4-hour strong high. All right, so after price then had that break of structure to the downside, what can we expect? Is that pullback into areas of the previous swing range. So what you can do is, to help a lot, is draw a Fibonacci tool from the high to the low. It will mark out your 50%, your discounted areas of pricing, and your premium pricing. Price, most of the time, likes to mitigate discounted areas of pricing, which in this case it exactly did and fulfilled this area of supply. So expectational order flow over here is for price to have that pullback to then go and target this 4-hour week low. All right. So after price pulled back, mitigated areas of supply, had that M15 breaker structure to the downside, that M15 pullback into areas of supply to then go and target the overall 4-hour week low. All right, so over here we had that 4-hour break of structure to the downside. So this we can now label as our 4-hour break of structure. What was the highest point in the previous swing range that caused this break? Was this 4-hour strong high over here. So now we have a new range created. All right, so after that 4-hour break of structure to the downside, what can we expect? Is, comment down below if you know, that pullback into the previous swing range, which in this case it did beautifully. All right, so it pulled back into the previous swing range, mitigating areas of supply, had that M15 structural shift to the downside right there, that M15 pullback into areas of supply to continue targeting those 4-hour week lows. All right, so that 4-hour week low would have been here at the time, which then we had that 4-hour break of structure to the downside. Again, price just targeting the 4-hour week lows and following its order flow. So let's continue with this. All right, so after that 4-hour break of structure to the downside, what can we expect? Is that 4-hour pullback. Our new strong high becomes the highest point in the previous swing range and the high that caused that break of structure, which was this high over here, because that was the most recent high that took out that low. So after the 4-hour break of structure to the downside, what can you expect? Is that pullback into the previous 4-hour swing range. All right, so in this case, price did not pull back as far as discounted areas, and that's okay. That's going to happen sometimes. All you do is react to the 15-minute internal time frame, which I'm going to go over with you just in a bit. If I hop over to the M15 time frame, you'll see at this point in time, we had that 4-hour break of structure to the downside the M15 break of structure to the upside, which then makes this, at the time, our 4-hour week low. All right, so if we come back to the 4-hour, right here, at the time, this was our 4-hour week low. So what would be expectational order flow and structure for gold at this time on the 22nd of June? Is after the break of structure to have that pullback to then go and target this 4-hour week low. All right, so price had that pullback, then had that M15 shift to the downside right here, that M15 pullback to then target these 4-hour week lows. So you'll see if I hop over to the M15 time frame, we had that M15 shift to the downside, that pullback into areas of supply to then continue targeting these M15 week lows and the overall 4-hour week low. But let's just stick to the 4-hour for now so that you can really understand the basics of this, because that's what this comes down to, is nailing the basics. All right, so after price had that pullback, break of structure to the downside, this then becomes our new, the highest point in the swing range that caused that break, 4-hour strong high. All right, so after that 4-hour break of structure, what can we expect? Is that pullback into areas of the previous 4-hour swing range, which would be from this high to the previous low. That's your previous 4-hour swing range. All right, so after that break of structure is that pullback, which price now shifted bearish today, signaling that the 4-hour pullback is over. Price is now ready to go and target the 4-hour week lows. And today I think was quite a heavy news day. I think it was FOMC. And one thing I want you to take a note of is news is the excuse to move price in the direction it was already going to go. News is just following very clearly over here structure to go and target these 4-hour week lows. All right, so let's go and mark out that week low. This would be our week low over here. Right there. So this would be our current live price swing range. Is because price had that 4-hour break of structure to the downside, created by that 4-hour strong high, which left behind this 4-hour week low after that M15 break of structure to the upside, that M15 pullback into areas of demand to continue riding that 4-hour pullback. Price then shifted bearish, which is now ready to target these 4-hour week lows. So let's now hop over to the 15-minute time frame, all right, and have a look what happened. So after that 4-hour break of structure to the downside, let's continue marking up our M15 structure. All right, so we had this M15 break of structure to the downside. So this would be our M15 boss, as labeled in the mind graph. This would have been our M15 swing strong high. All right, after that M15 break of structure, we then had that fractal break of structure to the upside, which then signals we have created our M15 week low, which at the time broke structure to the downside over here. So that M15 boss to the downside, low was taken out by this most recent strong high. All right, so after that break of structure to the downside, what can we expect? Is that pullback into the previous M15 swing range to then target the week lows. But now, this is where you need to understand your higher time frame intention. That's your 4-hour intention with and paired up the M15 internal time frame. So yes, over here, all right, M15 structure was bearish. Price of that pullback, expectational order flow is to target the M15 week lows. But understanding that after the 4-hour break of structure, we can expect that bullish shift because that 4-hour pullback into the 4-hour swing range needs to occur. So we could be expecting here, yes, price needs to break structure to the upside to cater for that 4-hour pullback, which again is the mistake that a lot of SMC traders make. So yes, a lot of SMC traders are looking for shorts of supply areas over here, which price mitigated and reacted off of, but didn't target the week lows. That is because higher time frame intention is to cater and have that 4-hour pullback, that bullish interim pullback, to fulfill and mitigate areas in the previous 4-hour swing range to then go and target the 4-hour week low. So that is exactly why price then shifted bullish over here with an M15 breaker structure to the upside So that would be our M15 boss, which was created by this most recent M15 swing strong low at the time. All right, so there would be our swing strong low. M15 time frame had that break of structure, that pullback with that internal fractal shift to the downside. All right, mitigating areas of demand over here. All right, price then had that fractal change of character to the upside, that fractal pullback mitigating areas of demand to target the M15 weak highs. So this at the time would have been your M15 weak high, which it broke structure to the upside. Right there, which then makes this our new M15 swing strong. And all we do is we continue marking this out. After the M15 break of structure to the upside, what can we expect? Is that M15 pullback into the previous M15 swing range. All right, which is exactly what happened. And all this is a simple reaction to what price is giving you. Fulfilling areas of demand over here. This was a valid demand zone. Mitigating this demand and continuing to target these. At the time was an M15 weak high, which we then broke structure to the upside. Right there. There was that M15 boss, which was created by this M15 swing strong low. So now, what can you expect from gold? Comment down below. What do you think you can expect? Price is now pulled back, fulfilled discounted areas of the previous 4-hour swing strong range. You can see that over here. All right. Premium, equilibrium, discounted areas. So what can we expect? Higher time frame intention is for price to target the 4-hour week lows, which is exactly higher time frame intention is for price to target the 4-hour week lows. So what can we expect? We can expect for price to now shift bearish to go and target those 4-hour week lows. So would it be a good idea to look for longs from this M15 swing strong after this break of structure? No, it wouldn't, because expectational order flow is to now shift bearish and target the 4-hour week low, which is exactly why the M15 then had that break of structure to the downside. So there's our new M15 boss. So now this becomes an M15 strong high, the highest point that created that break of structure. Why is this a strong high? Because this was the high that took out the previous strong low, turning this from a weak to a strong high. Now what can we expect after that M15 boss is that M15 pullback. Same applies on every time frame. Structure and order flow is fractal. What applies on the 4-hour applies on the 15 minutes. What applies on the 15 minutes applies on the 1 minute. So after that M15 boss to the downside, we now have that M15 pullback, mitigating the previous M15 swing range. Right there, just wick past into the discounted areas, which actually catered for the news today. So as you can see, the news move today is moving beautifully according to structure and order flow. All right, so after this M15 pullback, we were left behind with this M15 weak low, which then broke structure to the downside. So that would be our M15 boss. This then becomes our new M15 swing strong. All right, so price then had that pullback. The news move violently moved price to the downside and broke structure to the downside. So at the moment, as we stand, price is now having that M15 pullback, which makes this our M15 weak low and our M15 swing strong. So what can we expect from price? If we highlight the previous low to the high, like that, we can expect an expectational order flow from gold is to have that M15 pullback, perhaps mitigate discounted areas of the previous M15 swing range, to have that fractal shift to the downside, that fractal pullback, to then go and target the M15 weak lows. After that M15 breaker structure is that pullback, that M15 breaker structure, and to ultimately target that 4-hour week low. So at the moment, this is what we can expect from gold. We are bearish both on the M15 internal time frame and the 4-hour swing time frame. With this being said, we've now covered our introductions and basics of how you can sign up with a prop firm and a personal broker, applying the high time frame intentions with the lower time frame, the theoretical mind graph, our live chart walkthrough, And one thing I want to go over, most importantly, is mistakes that a lot of SMC and price action traders make, and that you're perhaps making as a trader, is what most traders will do now is they will look left over here. All right, and they will see a valid demand zone here, a valid demand zone here, a valid demand zone here. And there will be millions of traders around the world looking to take longs from these demand zones. But can you tell me why this is not going to work? Comment down below if you think you know the answer. It's because higher time frame intention and order flow and structure is to target these 4-hour week lows. M15 structure is bearish with breaks of structures to the downside. You always look at most recent price action over here, not what's happened in the past. All right, this is just a follow-up and what we were following up previously. But once a swing range has been broken structure to the upside, had that pullback and broken structure again, this previous swing range does not matter and is not valid anymore. You only look at most recent price action. And most recently, we've had that M15 boss, pullback, M15 boss, pullback, M15 boss, pullback. M15 structure is currently bearish, hence why these demand zones won't be very high probability to go and look for longs, because there's a good chance that price is going to melt through them and rather target the weak lows, which is a big mistake a lot of SMC traders make. So I want you to make a note of that. Always look at most recent price action, not what happened, not what's happened in the past. All right. So first and foremost, now that you guys have a clear understanding of exactly how we mark out structure over here, and as most of you guys would know, there's a lot more to trading than just trading technical analysis. Trading needs to be a combination of technical analysis, risk management, and managing your emotions. The easiest way to ridden your emotions is to follow a mechanical rule-based system that teaches you to be disciplined and to manage your risk. Well, that's a whole different story, but it's not difficult to understand. And that will be another topic for another video in the future, perhaps tomorrow's video. If you guys would like to see how I put these charts into live action, how you can also get personally mentored by me to master this mechanical rule-based structural system, and how you can become an independent, consistent, and funded trader like hundreds of funded traders we have created in our community. Follow me on Instagram, send me a message on personal DMs on Instagram, and I will help you guys out. If you guys want to get access to my entire playlist that I've got on YouTube, my playlist consists of the strategies I used to use years back when I started trading. I think it was chart patterns with some kind of buy or sell algo, and it shows the beautiful journey that I've gone through as a trader, tons of heartbreak, losses that I thought was the perfect strategies at the time. But now I've come to the point where I finally understand. Now I've come to the point where I understand exactly how the markets move, and it's taken me years to find this. Now I'm giving this to you guys on YouTube for free, so please make use of this information. Practice marking out your M15 and your 4-hour structure on your charts. If you'd like to learn more about this, I've got a more plus minus 20 to 30 hour course, private SMC and structure course in my private community where we create our independent and funded traders, which is in the link in the description of this video. You can get all of that access over there. You will also get access to all of my live trades. You will get access to my SMC, TMA bands, hedging EA, designed for prop firms to protect that 5% drawdown. I'm at the moment running this EA on a $100,000 personal account, compounding that account. There's a lot more information on that in the first link in the description down below. So what I recommend you guys do is leave the notification bell on for this channel for upcoming videos, upcoming courses. I'm going to try post at least 4 to 5 times a week, nearly daily, giving courses and webinars like this. I will also be posting some of my pre-recorded live trading sessions on this YouTube channel, so make sure that you don't miss that as well. I hope you guys got tons of value in today's video. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.